In the NBA, you don't always know who has next up, and the next generation of stars can be a lot closer than you think. This season, we've seen players not only take their games to new levels, but also their teams. By now, you guys should know, I'm a firm believer in taking advantage of opportunity, because if you don't, the next guy might. Remember the James Harden trade, going from OKC to the H. Harden was a baller in OKC, but when he got to the H, things would never be the same. A 37-point, 12-assist debut in Houston. Not bad for somebody that was a sixth man. But I mean, of course we all knew James Harden had talent. He was a lottery pick. But that doesn't mean that you have to be picked in the lottery to become an all-star. You don't even have to be picked in the first round. And if you're hungry, with the right work ethic, you don't even have to be drafted. And I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog story? This video, we're going to go over players who have been surprising the league with an all-star worthy season. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, guys. You will not want to miss another GETLIKECOOP video. And that's facts. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers so I can go full time and bring you guys daily content. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Before we get into the video, I want you guys to comment down below what videos you guys want to see. I'm always taking requests and I'm always looking at your comments, using your suggestions to make my videos better. Also, I want you guys to comment right now in the comment section who you think is having an all-star type year that might be getting swept under the rug. But also, guys, be sure to follow my IG handle, GETLIKECOOP. You won't want to miss another post. The first player that we're going to talk about this video who's having an all-star type year that a lot of people may have not expected is Ja Morant. Now, I know a lot of people expected Ja Morant to be good out the gate, but he's having one of the best rookie seasons that I have ever seen. Ja is averaging 18 points, 3 rebounds, and almost 7 assists. Phenomenal for a rookie, but it gets even better because he does that in about 29 minutes per game. This is very impressive. When you put that per 36, that's 22 points. That's over 7 assists, nearly 8 at 7.9. He's averaging over a steal a game. He's averaging under 4 turnovers, and he's still giving you respectable rebounding. Ja Morant is one of the more polarizing players I've seen play the point guard position. He's like a mix of the new school and the old school. He has the slashing ability, but he also has the creativity and the jump shot to back it up. He's shooting 47% from the field, which is abnormal for a rookie point guard, and he backs that up with the ability to hit from deep at over 39%, and he was in the 40s for a large part of this season. I still plan to do a separate video on Ja Morant because this guy is so special. He commands the game in a way that many rookie point guards just don't do, and a lot of point guards in general don't have the control over the flow of the game that Ja has. The scary thing is he's improving at such a rapid pace. Ja Morant is going to be a problem for a long time, and it's scary to think that this guy is just getting started. His passing ability is also something to not be slept on. He sees the floor so well, and as I talked about earlier, he seems like a true floor general. The next player is Domantas Sabonis. This guy is a flat-out beast, and I honestly wanted to put him in the thumbnail. He has been ridiculous this season, averaging 18 points and 13.5 rebounds, along with 4 assists. His 13.5 rebounds puts him 4th in the league behind Andre Drummond, Clint Capella, and Rudy Gobert. Sabonis is somebody that flat out knows how to score the basketball, and he's been doing this long before his time in the NBA. But what may be so special about Sabonis is the effort and the passion that he plays with. He really doesn't take plays off, and this is really rare when you have somebody that is this complete of a player that plays that hard. The fact that he could possibly be an all-star before Miles Turner is kind of ridiculous. We've seen Miles Turner display all of the flashes in the past, and the truth is, he's still a supremely talented individual, but he's never truly taken that step to get into the elite category to be one of the top players in the entire NBA. If you don't watch Pacers games, you might want to start paying attention to Sabonis. His back to the basket and face-up game is truly special. Next on the list, we have another big. That's Miami's own, Bam Adebayo. This guy is ridiculous. The Heat have been streaking this season, and it's largely in part to Bam Adebayo's play, not only on the offensive end, but what this guy does on the defensive side of the basketball. You want to talk about big time potential meeting big time play? Well, look no further because Bam Adebayo has you covered. One of the best defenders in the entire NBA, at least in my opinion. Bam Adebayo has the ability to switch out onto guards and not only guard them effectively, but completely lock them down. We've seen him do this over the course of his career, and this season is no different. But he's not just bringing elite pick and roll defense. Bam Adebayo is also a player that excels at guarding big players. He has a presence at the rim, and if you're not careful, he just might erase your shot. Let's take into account we haven't started talking about his numbers yet. My type of player. If you like positionless basketball, look no further. Bam's averaging 16 points, 11 boards, and 5 assists a game. He's shooting 56% from the field, and he's terrorizing opposing offenses, averaging 1.5 steals and 1.3 blocks per game. If Adebayo gets a jump shot, I just might have to move to Miami and witness this dominance in person. Up next on the list, we have Spencer Dinwiddie. With Kyrie Irving going down earlier in the year, and the Nets already missing Kevin Durant, it was understood that Brooklyn might be a team that lacks some offense, but that would not be the case. Spencer Dinwiddie stepped up in a major way, and he's been playing like a flat-out all-star this season, and his numbers back it up. He's averaging 23 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists, while also shooting 43% from the field. He's been scoring and playmaking in a variety of ways, and since Kyrie Irving's went down, the Brooklyn Nets record has improved, and they've been playing better as of late. As a matter of fact, Dinwiddie has the team with the winning record and currently in the playoffs. And if you look at how they looked to start the year, it's night and day. It felt like the Nets simply were a team that was two-ball dominant and not getting enough contributions from other players. I think when Kyrie Irving comes back, this team can get even better. And I will make a video on why I think the Brooklyn Nets need Kyrie Irving, which has somehow became an unpopular opinion. If you guys are interested in seeing that one, let me know down in the comments below. Now, this next player was somewhat of an expected leap, and this player is Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram has looked ridiculous this season with the New Orleans Pelicans. He's been scoring the ball effectively, and he's been playing much better defense as opposed to his time in Los Angeles, which is a little confusing because the Pelicans as a whole have been one of the worst defensive teams in the entire NBA. But somehow, as of late, the Pelicans have been playing very good defense, and you can say elite if you want to go by their defensive rating over the last 5 games. It's been a confusing NBA season to say the least, but one of the things that was expected was Brandon Ingram's jump. So I kind of did not want to include Brandon Ingram on the list, but at the same time, there were a lot of people still doubting Brandon Ingram in taking that next step. Despite him being a big-time player, when he's been presented the opportunity to be the main option. This season, Brandon Ingram is averaging 25.3 points, 7.1 boards, and he's also tallying 3.8 assists. He's shooting the 3 ball at a ridiculous clip this season at 41%. It's just silly to think that this guy improved so fast in a short amount of time because Brandon Ingram didn't get a full off season, if any, with what he had to go through. Not only is his 3 volume up, but he's shooting them at such a good percentage. 6 threes a game is nothing to blank at, especially for Brandon Ingram. A lot of people didn't believe in his 3-point shooting, and they thought that would be the knock on him for the majority of his career. But not only is he shooting well, he's been an efficient scorer all around. 49% from the field, and his 85% from the free throw line outpaces his former career high of only 68. Speaking of prolific 3-point shooters, up next we have Devonte Graham. This guy is a bona fide scorer. He will go and get you a basket if you need one. There's not many players that I think of when I think of guys that are just pure buckets at the NBA level. And that's not to discredit Devonte Graham and his passing ability, because he's also a very good passer. He averages 7.5 assists per game. He's scoring the ball, averaging 19.3 points a game, and he's grabbing 3.7 boards. Where Devonte Graham is going to amaze you the most, though, in my opinion, is how good of a pick and roll ball handler he is. He's such a polarizing threat, and the fact that he can pull up and knock down a shot from any spot on the court makes him such a tough cover for anybody in the NBA. If you can shoot in the NBA, the chances are you'll have a long career. Well, imagine being able to create your own shot and knock down contested shot after contested shot. Yeah, you'd be a problem. And that's Devonte Graham. His rise has been one of my favorite stories in the entire NBA this season. Honorable mention, we have Pascal Siakam. My friend didn't want me to include him because his dominance isn't exactly a surprise, but I'd say it is because he's shown flashes and we knew he would be good, but did we know he would be a superstar type player at this time this season? Siakam has developed such a complete game and he's a high effort, high level player that shoots the ball so well now that I'm honestly so impressed. So you guys can let me know if you think his development was somewhat of a surprise or we should have expected it. Let me know also who you guys would have liked to see on this list. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's me going over Zion Williamson and huge injury news along with his jump shot. You won't want to miss it. Be sure to subscribe. Notice on. I'm GETLIKECOOP and I'm out.